Welcome to the Spartan-Persian protocol. And today I want to talk about traveling and staying in Sparta for your diet and also for your training. When I travel, I don't like to get off my schedule. I love routine. And for me, when I'm on the road, I try to stay with my Spartan days as much as I can. And for me, Spartan days are usually five minimum, sometimes 6 days a week, even sometimes seven when I really want to try and lose a little extra fat and really get shredded. And traveling obviously interferes with that. So, one of the things that I do is I prep. Just like I prep for my meals at home, I prep for my meals when I'm away. And I just want to share some of the things that I love to travel with that prevent me from eating things that I don't want to eat when I get hungry in an airport. Because let's face it, if you get hungry, you're going to eat things that you probably wish that you hadn't, especially if you're trying to stay in Sparta. If it's a Persian day and you're traveling and it's a vacation day and that's what you're going to do, enjoy, have the local food, have a great meal, do whatever you want. But for me, when I'm trying to stay in Sparta, I'm all about it. And so I want to make sure I bring food with me. And so one of the staples that I always carry with me are chomps. And chomps, they're not paying me to advertise. I just love the product. I love it because it's simple. It's a beef stick. All it has is grass-fed and finished beef and salt, Himalayan pink salt, nothing else. It's 10 grams of protein, 100 calories, and it's 7 grams of fat. So good ratio. It's a little bit light on the fat for me. I like to be closer to 30% protein, 70% fat. This comes in at around 60%, somewhere around there. So I supplement my fat when I eat these because I'm fat adapted and fat is my energy source. But these are a staple and I bring them with me when I travel all the time. They're easy to pack. You see, I got a bag of them here and they're just a fantastic thing to have because they do two things for me. They help me not to eat something at an airport that I don't want to eat because I got hungry. And also when I get to my room, if I'm traveling and I get to my room and I'm tired and I can't find a restaurant around, I could spend a fortune and I have on room service. And so you can start buying steaks or hamburgers from room service and it's very expensive. So I'll supplement my meals with the food that I'm carrying with me. And I still may, if I'm tired, I'll get a steak from room service. If you're really budget conscious, and sometimes we all are, and we're watching the budget, I'll find a hamburger place. If I can find an In-N-Out, then I'm golden because I'll have Flying Dutchman, which with In-N-Out is 2 hamburger patties, and I'll have that with 1 slice of cheese. So that gives me a really great fat to protein ratio. If I can't find an In-N-Out and there's not one close or convenient, then I'll find a grill that I can get hamburger at. And if I'm going to splurge, I'll get a nice big ribeye. And dinner is a little more difficult. Breakfasts are easy. You can always find a place to get eggs. Eggs are relatively inexpensive. You can get eggs. You can get an omelet, have that made with some cheese and ham and whatever meat that they have available there. And usually that'll square me away for breakfast. But I'll have my snacks just in case. So I always carry my chomps. I mentioned that the chomps are a little bit light in the fat department, so I like to bring pork rinds with me. And these are epic. Again, they don't pay me to advertise, but I just like the product. And so all they have are pork rinds made with pink Himalayan sea salt. That's it. There's nothing else. It's pretty simple, easy way for me to get some fat. This, for those of you who are really trying to watch the beef and you want to stay away from that, I understand that. And sometimes I like variety as well. I'm not afraid of beef and I eat a lot of beef and lamb. I love ruminant meats, but sometimes I want salmon. And so I love these little packs of Evo salmon, and they're packed in olive oil and they're a little bit heavier on the calories. So these have about 190 calories in a package, and the protein's about 14 grams. The fat is about 15. So they're very balanced. This is going to be eating a pack of this gets me really close to my 70-30 ratio. So I always include these, and I'll probably starting to get hungry here, and I'm going to go eat, but I don't want to buy 3 steaks. So I'm probably going to eat 2 or 3 packages of this salmon and then go buy a steak to keep the overall cost down. Then of course I always will bring some type of hard cheese. Usually it's sharp cheddar. This time I happen to have Tillamook medium cheddar, and all it is cheddar cheese. 130 calories in this per serving, and 7 grams of fat And let's see here, looking at the 130 calories total and protein 7. So it's even Steven on the calories and fat. So that's pretty close. That's real close to 70-30. And one other thing that I like to bring is I like to bring these little element packs. And the reason that I like to bring them is when you're eating the way I eat, and if you're going to be in Sparta for a while and you're going to get fat adapted, you're going to go through a lot of salt, potassium, and magnesium. And you don't have to do this, but I find that when I'm on the road, I like to take a packet or two of these a day. And what it does is gives me 1,000 milligrams of sodium, so extra sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And so I'll throw these in my water. Nice to have. You don't have to have these at home. I just throw a little potassium bicarbonate and baking soda in my water, and that takes care of it. And the nice thing about all of these things are I can carry them through the security at the airport, so they don't give me any trouble with that. These are in my carry-on. So if you're not wanting to pack a bag, and that's going to be you're going to send through baggage claim, and you just want to carry on like I did today. I just wanted to travel light and fast. So these are in my bag. I've got plenty of food in with me, and so I'm not hungry. And the thing for me is this: when you get hungry, you make bad decisions, and when you plan, you prevent bad decisions. So this allows me to have some food with me that keeps me in Sparta. And if you're out there and you're looking at this and you're going, yeah, but Dave, those things, this is not the same as real beef, having a steak. You're absolutely right. It's not, but it's good. It's pretty good. It's better than what I would have gotten at the airport. And that's how I look at it. And always in the Spartan-Persian protocol, perfect is the enemy of good. Okay. We're never going to be perfect. We're always going to mess things up a little bit. We're always going to have to make compromises with our eating choices and our workouts. But as long as we're doing good, that's good enough. You can't try to be perfect. And that's pretty much the whole theme of our rhythm in the Spartan-Persian protocol. Our goal is for you to have 5 really good days in Sparta, minimum, and then 2 days in Persia. Yes, it'd be perfect if you could just stay in Sparta all the time, but it's really hard to do that. Okay, so I hope that what this gives you is an option so that when you're traveling, you don't feel like you have to give up. Because a lot of times people start making progress, they're doing really good, and they're following the protocol, and they're in Sparta for their 5 days, and they're doing great, and then they go to a golf tournament, or they go to some type of a sports event, or their kids have something that they have to travel to, or they just go away on vacation, and then they fall apart, and then they feel guilty, and then they don't get back into it. And so don't make excuses. You can travel and stay in Sparta. And I'm going to make a video while I'm here about training, because I don't alter my training schedule when I'm traveling either. I'm here through the weekend and I train on Saturdays. And I'm going to train on Saturday here in the room. And I'm going to show you how I do that with bands. But for now, I just want you to keep this in mind. If you plan, make sure you have some fat, some protein, and you have it available in the room. It'll prevent you from spending a fortune on room service. It'll prevent you from eating something you don't want to, and it'll help you if you're budget conscious, and it'll also just help you with your willpower and help you stay in Sparta. And that's what it's all about. And yes, it's not perfect. And I've had people tell me, these things, even though they just have salt and beef in them, they still turn into preservatives when they're left in the package. I'm not a chemist. I don't know about that. I know that these are better for me than what I would have eaten otherwise. And so I eat them as a supplement. The salmon, I think, is very good for me. Even though it's an olive oil, you love olive oil, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's certainly better than what I would have eaten at the airport. And then cheese as well, and then the element for the extra salt and the potassium and magnesium. So that's it for today. I'm just trying to take away any excuses, any reasons that anybody might have when they're out there, from thinking about, hey, I can't do this because this. I can't stay in Sparta because of that. You can always stay in Sparta. Believe me, you can. And it might not be perfect, but remember, perfect is the enemy of good. So have a good afternoon. And the next time you travel, think about planning ahead, because you can stay in Sparta when you're traveling.